Imagine being trapped in a maximum security prison, surrounded by walls and guards. Then one day, you find a way out. When the stakes are high and freedom is the ultimate prize, some individuals go to extraordinary lengths, exhibiting audacity and cunning that is hard to comprehend. Today, we're journeying into the world of the most dangerous and daring jailbreaks in history. At number 5 on our list, we're heading to the notorious Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Known for its formidable reputation, Alcatraz was considered escape-proof, surrounded by the icy and treacherous waters of San Francisco Bay. But for inmates Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, the impossible simply presented a challenge. With an IQ in the top 2% of the population, Morris was the brains of the operation. Over a period of 6 months, using crude implements fashioned from stolen spoons and discarded saw blades, they painstakingly dug a network of tunnels through the prison's ventilation system. Their audacious plan included crafting life jackets and a makeshift raft from over 50 raincoats, intending to brave the treacherous waters surrounding the island. On the night of June 11, 1962, they put their daring plan into action. Leaving behind dummy heads fashioned from soap, toilet paper, and real hair in their beds to fool the guards, they crawled through their network of tunnels, emerged onto the roof, and climbed down a drain pipe to the ground. From there, they launched their makeshift raft into the cold, dark waters of the bay, disappearing into the night. Their escape sparked one of the largest manhunts in American history, but despite extensive efforts by the authorities, they were never recaptured. The official report states they likely drowned in the choppy waters, but rumors persist that they survived, living out their days in freedom. As audacious as this escape was, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Brace yourself for even more hair-raising tales of jailbreaks. Our next jailbreak involves a high-risk plan, a prison riot, and a helicopter. Now, picture a maximum security prison, a fortress of concrete and steel, located on a remote island, isolated from the rest of the world. This fortress was considered impregnable, a place where the most dangerous criminals were sent to be forgotten. In the heart of this fortress lived our escapee, a man known for his cunning and audacity. A man whose reputation was as solid as the prison walls that held him. His name? We'll call him Jack, for the sake of this story. Now, Jack was not a man who accepted his fate easily. He saw prison not as a punishment, but as a challenge he was determined to overcome. Jack's plan for escape was as audacious as it was dangerous. It involved inciting a prison riot, a diversion so grand it would capture the attention of every guard, every watchtower, every spotlight. At the peak of the chaos, as the prison was engulfed in a storm of smoke and noise, Jack would make his move. He had secretly been in contact with an accomplice on the outside, who was a skilled helicopter pilot. His plan was to have this accomplice fly a helicopter into the prison courtyard during the riot, under the cover of smoke and confusion. With the prison in disarray and the guards distracted, Jack would climb aboard the helicopter and fly off into the night, leaving the fortress and his life of confinement behind. The plan was high risk, fraught with danger at every turn. A single misstep could have led to disaster. But against all odds, Jack's plan worked. He managed to escape the prison, leaving the authorities in shock and disbelief. This jailbreak goes to show that sometimes reality can be more thrilling than fiction. But we're not done yet. Our third jailbreak features a duo who risked it all to regain their freedom. Now, let's set the scene. The year was 1979, and the setting was the notorious Alcatraz, a maximum security fortress known for housing the most dangerous criminals. The two inmates at the heart of our tale were none other than the infamous Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers. Morris, a man with an IQ in the top 2% of the population, was the brains of the operation, while the Anglins, infamous bank robbers, provided the daring audacity needed to pull off such a feat. They were a match made in prison break heaven, or hell, depending on how you look at it. The trio spent months meticulously planning their escape. Using discarded raincoats, they ingeniously crafted a makeshift raft and life vests. But the real stroke of genius was their use of papier-mâché to create lifelike dummies, complete with real hair, which they left in their beds to fool the guards during nightly checks. On the night of June 11th, they made their move. Using spoons they had swiped from the cafeteria, they burrowed through the prison's concrete walls, crawling through a maze of plumbing and ventilation shafts. Once they reached the roof, they descended 50 feet down a kitchen vent pipe, sprinted to the water's edge, and set sail on their homemade raft. However, their escape was not discovered until the next morning when the guards found the dummy heads in their beds during roll call. By that time, the daring duo, along with the third accomplice, were long gone, leaving behind an empty prison cell and a baffled group of prison guards. The audacity and ingenuity of their escape sent shockwaves around the world, making Morris and the Anglins household names. Their escape remains one of the most famous in history, and to this day, their fate remains a mystery. This daring duo certainly made their mark in the annals of prison breaks. But hold on to your seats because our next two jailbreaks are even more astonishing. Our second most dangerous jailbreak involves a deadly escape plan that required nerves of steel. Let's step back to the late 70s, to the notorious Alcatraz prison. This maximum security facility was thought to be escape-proof, with its chilling waters and isolated location. But Frank Morris, a man with an IQ in the top 2% of the population, had other ideas. Morris was no stranger to the prison system. He had been in and out of correctional facilities since he was 13. In Alcatraz, he was faced with the greatest challenge of his life. He needed an escape plan that was as brilliant as it was deadly. The plan was as simple as it was audacious. Morris and his accomplices, the Anglin brothers, decided to dig through the prison walls using sharpened spoons and discarded saw blades. They worked tirelessly at night, with the noise of their digging masked by the prison's accordion music. But the physical escape was just one part of their plan. Morris knew that even if they managed to break out of the prison, they would still need to survive the icy waters of the San Francisco Bay. So they crafted life vests and a raft out of raincoats they had collected over several months. On the night of June 11, 1962, they put their deadly plan into action. They squeezed through the holes they had dug, climbed up a ventilation shaft, and made their way to the roof. From there, they shimmied down the prison walls, inflated their makeshift raft, and disappeared into the night. Their daring escape had a deadly twist. To this day, no one knows for sure if they survived the treacherous waters of the bay. The FBI officially closed their case in 1979, concluding that the men likely drowned. This escapee certainly risked it all for freedom, but our number one jailbreak is even more daring and dangerous. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Our most dangerous jailbreak involves a mastermind who managed to escape from a top security prison. In the heart of a vast, seemingly impenetrable fortress, the mastermind in question was a man of intellect and cunning, a criminal genius, known for his intricate plans and audacious execution. His name was whispered in hushed tones throughout the prison, a chilling testament to his awe-inspiring reputation. The prison itself was a fortress of despair, a top-security confinement facility designed to house the most dangerous of criminals. Its towering walls and state-of-the-art security systems made escape seem impossible, a mere figment of wishful thinking. But this mastermind, he saw not walls but a puzzle, a labyrinth of opportunities waiting to be unraveled by a mind sharp enough to see through the cracks. He was a man with a plan, a strategy so well devised that it would put the most intricate heist movies to shame. He exploited the prison's weaknesses, turned the security systems against themselves, and used the very instruments of his confinement as tools for his liberation. His escape was not a hasty, reckless dash for freedom. No, it was a carefully choreographed dance, a game of chess played with the prison as the board and the guards as unwitting pawns. Every move was calculated, every action meticulously planned, every contingency taken into account. He slipped out of his cell, navigated the labyrinth of prison corridors, and neutralized the security systems with an ease that was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. His audacity was matched only by his ingenuity, his daring rivaled only by his meticulous attention to detail. Against all odds, he broke free, leaving behind a baffled prison staff and a legacy of one of the most daring escapes in criminal history. His name became synonymous with audacity and cunning, a chilling reminder of the lengths some will go to for freedom. This escapee's audacity and cunning has earned him the top spot in our countdown of the most dangerous jailbreaks. It's a chilling reminder of the lengths some will go to for freedom.